In today's video, let me take you on a terrifying journey to one of Australia's scariest roads, called the Newell Highway in New South Wales. What I am going to talk to you about today appears to be an urban legend that turned out to be based on facts. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know what's going on here, I am a horror artist that likes to draw the conspiracies, the true crimes and the scary facts, stories that I talk about. I like to draw them in the most gruesome way possible and hopefully bringing you a unique experience. Nothing in these videos are meant to be insensitive to anybody. I'm just simply bringing you information that I have found, and I haven't come up with this myself. I've done some research into these stories that I bring you and then just draw something that comes to my mind when I think of the story. With that being out of the way, let's move on with what the content of this video is today, and that is talking about the Pilliga Princess. So this story centers around an eccentric old homeless Aboriginal woman that used to travel along this highway between Narrabri and Coonabarabran with her shopping trolley of what she had collected along the way. The name given to her by the locals was the Pilliga Princess. She apparently liked hitchhiking with truckers and getting them to drop her off at her home, which was said to be near a creek in the Pilliga shrubs. The Pilliga is about 3,000 square kilometres of very dense and flat bushland. For 30,000 years, the local Gamleroy people have called this place home. It's said that the forest at night is dead silent and is very creepy, but during the day you can visit the salt caves with barbecue, picnic areas and toilet facilities being on site. Now this dense northwestern New South Wales area has reported some weird and strange occurrences, such as min-min lights, which are lights that hover above the horizon and follow you, electrical disturbances, physical attacks by unseen entities, and even yowie sightings. And for all you people playing at home that don't know what yowies are, they're basically the Australian version of a Bigfoot. Aboriginal people avoid this area of the Pilliga shrubs because they believe that dark evil spirits inhabit there. The Pilliga Princess was the only known person to live amongst this scary shrubbery. So the story behind the Pilliga Princess is that she was walking along the Newell Highway one night in 1993, pushing her trolley like she always did, and she got cleaned up by a truck, killing her instantly. The truck driver didn't see her until the last second. Apparently reports say she was always wearing a red hat that is covering some of her eyes. She liked to wear an oversized army coat, had white puffy hair and glowing eyes. The night the truckie hit her, he said that she ran out onto the road, arms outstretched above her in a complete maniac type description, with crazy eyes and hair standing up. Truck drivers that go that way have reported seeing her apparition on the side of the road, pushing her trolley, and some even say they see her at the truck stops in the area. Some truckies even put hours on their trips detouring and avoiding the area altogether just so they don't encounter her and all the other weird shit that goes on in that stretch of highway. A truckie reported one night having hit her trolley, but when he stopped to investigate, there was no signs of a trolley or the Pilliga Princess. Another story in 2006 from out that way was from a man that only was known as Bongo, and he said that he tried to warn some radio station employees that were out in the pillager shrubs reporting from that location. So basically he rang the radio station to tell the announcers to get their staff out of that area, to get out, get out of there, because it is renowned for the weird, creepy shit. And he was basically afraid that they were in danger. The radio station reporter's satellite connection dropped out for quite a while, but once it was restored, they said that they were okay and couldn't explain the dropout. Now, Bongo said that his encounter out there was truly terrifying. He encountered a Yowie that abducted him in 1978, and it terrified him so much that his hair turned white in a matter of minutes. He said he was mentally traumatized to the point that he apparently spent the next 20 years in a mental institution. Now, no one really knows if this was a hoax or not, but there are some flaws in his story. His tone on the phone, however, was very convincing, but apparently the mental institution that he apparently stayed in was called Happy Days Stay Retreat Sanctuary, but this did not or never existed. I tried to find the phone conversation, but the videos seemed to be taken down and the links on websites just didn't work. So this was very interesting. Other stories I stumbled across were that people who ventured into the pillager scrub have found animal corpses surgically cut in half, UFO sightings, and livestock and people and vehicles have never been seen again. Also, other ghostly figures have been reported out there as well. There is a speculation, however, that the woman who is the Pilliga Princess is a woman named Claire Wibson. She died in 1993 and she was 55 years old. I tried to chase this down a rabbit hole, but I came to quite a few dead ends. But the fact that her grave says Pilliga Princess on it is very interesting. If anyone has any more information on this particular woman, please let me know in the comments below, because I struggle to find any information on this Claire Wibson that was apparently the Pilliga Princess. So the Pillager Scrub is a bushland that stretches 80 to 100 kilometers and used to be a dirt road that went straight through the middle of this creepy part of New South Wales. But now they have made it a fully fledged highway straight through a supernatural hotspot. What do you think? Have you been through this part of New South Wales? If so, did you encounter anything? Are these stories true? What other stories have you heard about this location? I would love to hear your experiences and opinions, and like I always say, it's always good to get first-hand information from people who have experienced what's going on in that location, because all I have to go off is the dodgy internet. There is quite a few haunted roads around Australia that I am going to touch base on this year, and yeah, some of them are quite terrifying, and I probably will never drive on them because of that reason, and the fact that I've got no reason to go into some of these areas anyway. So the illustration that I did for this Pilliga Princess was I created some mutant being that is pushing a shopping trolley across, well, I meant to actually draw a road, but I couldn't get the perspective right, so I just gave up because I suck. But I did this woman who has this crazy, crazy glance in her eyes, and the teeth are coming out, and she's smiling like this crazy smile, and her white hair is going everywhere, and she is wearing everything that was described that the Pilliga Princess wore, but I really just made her some sort of like mutant being. And shopping trolley is full of body parts and plastic bags that apparently is mentioned that she has bags in her shopping trolley that she pushes around, but I decided to add bags and body parts as well, with just dripping blood and, you know, just to add that extra scary element. So hopefully you enjoyed this little piece of history about this particular Newell Highway haunting of the Pilliga Princess. And I am going to go, and I am going to see you guys in the next video. Bye.